Hey guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to share with you all the makeup that I bring with me on a quick weekend getaway for like 1 or 2 nights. I am someone who does enjoy wearing makeup, of course, but that said, I don't want to bring more than I realistically will wear for 1 or 2 nights. So this might be a lot for some people, or it might not be. So in the past, I have used this most often to bring my makeup in. It's a big weekend bag, and I really love this bag because it has compartments in it. I can fit longer things like brushes in there, and I've never had a problem bringing this with me like in luggage, whether it be for a flight or for, throwing it into a duffel bag or something. I never found it to be too big. But for 1 or 2 nights, I do want to pare it down to something that's even simpler, especially since, I do have children and sometimes I put their stuff in my bag too and all of that. So I really want to get it down to a bag that's about this size. So this is what I actually brought with me and have been bringing with me on those smaller trips. We are not traveling a lot these days, of course, because of COVID. We are kind of starting to do a little bit more of it now. We do visit my husband's family. Usually we stay there for a night or two. Maybe on longer trips, I'll go back to using this thing. Right now, I really do enjoy using something smaller. Kind of know what I'm going to use and what I'm not going to use. But there are times when I do forget things. But I think that's okay. Sometimes forgetting things forces us to be creative and makes us really think about if those are things we actually need for a trip or not. I actually kind of like that. I forget things sometimes because it does force me to think outside the box a little bit. I try to go in order by how I do my makeup. That's usually how I pack my things, but still somehow things fall through the cracks. It happens, I'm gonna go through here and share with you guys what I brought, what I deemed essential for me to use. So let's get into it. Let's start at the top here. I brought with me the Hoola bronzer. This is really easy and a lot more simple to use than say a cream like contour stick or something, because I just didn't want to deal with cream. So this was a lot faster for me to use, and fast and efficient is how I like to do things when I'm traveling. I also brought this for the reason that it's very compact and it has both blushes in here and eyeshadows. I mean, we're not going out partying or anything, so I stuck with my two very neutral eyeshadows that are actually in my project pan. So my Ulta Shade Truffle, Serenity, and these are two CoverGirl blushes. Decided to bring my Catrice HD liquid coverage foundation. I use foundation no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's a weekend or like a longer vacation or a longer getaway. Foundation is a must for me, so I usually go with some form of liquid foundation. So this is the one I have right now. I have no idea why I did this, but I brought two blushes with me and no idea why I did that. I don't know if I wanted options. This is fine that I have two here, so I don't know why in the world I brought this one, but it came with me. My mascara, of course. Mascara is essential for me when I travel because to me it completes any eye look, or even if you don't wear much eyeshadow, it just adds that little something. So I love this Marc Jacobs one, and it's a travel size too, which is very convenient. I mean, honestly, if this was a little bit longer, it's not really a big deal. I don't think that makes a huge difference, but I can appreciate a compact size of makeup. And my e.l.f. primer. Now I usually have or use my MAC paint pot, but it's a little too big and thick and clunky, and since this is skinnier, this works a lot better, so that came in really handy. NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, another must for me when I'm traveling. Concealer for me makes a huge difference. Use this under my eyes, any spots, and I really do enjoy this one, so this was handy, of course. For lip products, I brought with me the Sephora gloss in the shade Mirror. I think it's called Glossy Gloss. It's just clear, and I actually use this as a lip balm. It's really, really good. Any kind of lip gloss to me is good as a lip treatment, especially if it's clear, because then you can just wear it to sleep, and this one isn't really, really sticky. So if you're like, not trying to spend $30 on like Laneige or whatever, how much that costs, like, use a lip gloss. Seriously, save yourself some money, unless you're like obsessed with Laneige. I don't know. I wanted to keep things neutral for my lips because, again, I'm just, didn't want to do anything too crazy. And this month I just haven't been feeling that crazy or experimental with lipstick. So I just stuck with this Avon In the Buff lipstick. It's one of my favorites and not much thinking involved. So I brought that lipstick with me. For eyeshadow, I think I already mentioned these two, but yeah, I did stick with something neutral, and I wanted to bring something a little bit darker just to put in the crease as like a transition shade or for more definition. So I did bring MAC Cork with me, and I love a good old-fashioned transitional shade that's brown like this, and this one's a really good one. So it's not really complicated, and again, easy. So perfect for the trip. I brought this perfume with me. This is the Lancome Idol or Idol if you're being fancy. I think Idol is actually the right way to say it based on the ad that I saw on television. But this is really perfect. Obviously, it's a travel size, and I really have been liking this perfume. It smells like roses pretty much. I do smell like a hint of like fruitiness in this one. I don't know. I've been gravitating a lot towards like floral type of perfumes lately, as opposed to like sweeter kind of scents. So I've really been liking this. Mary Luminizer highlighter. I don't think you need to bring a huge highlighter with you if you're going away for a weekend. I'm sure a shadow would work just as well, but I had space for it. And I do want to get more use out of this. So I didn't think it was a big deal to add this, even though it was only for a night. For eyeliners, I kept it pretty basic. These are both again from my Shop My Stash if you watched that video. This is the Forever Green by MAC. I really like this one because it is simple but does add definition. And I also brought this favorite of mine. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeliner. This is the shade Copper. So that's another favorite of mine that offers lots of definition without being super dramatic. So these two, again, going with the theme of simple and quick weekend getaway, perfect for that. I did also bring this MAC shade in Shroom, and I've been using this a whole bunch for setting my eye primer. It's a really good shade for that because it is so neutral and really almost sheer on me. I mean, you can see it a little bit, but it does a really great job for setting primer, so this comes in handy a lot. I've been loving that I've been wearing this so much more lately. For brows, if I wanted to be really minimal, I could have run an eyeshadow and used that multiple ways. But I ended up sticking with this Anastasia Dip Brow in chocolate. I am trying to get more use out of that. And of course I brought the tool to go with it. So if I wanted to skip the tool altogether, I probably could have just used an eyebrow pencil or something. But because I am trying to use this more, I figured I would just bring this. And I enjoy using it, so that wasn't a big deal. This brush right here, this is a double-ended one. This is actually from CVS, and I bought this years ago, and I'm kind of shocked that it's still holding up so well. But it's dual-ended here, so it has a pointier side and it has, you know, the fluffier side for the lid. And this is a great brush, actually. I mean, I could have used my finger, but I don't really do that typically, so this takes up little to no space, so that was perfect. I don't even think I brought a powder with me. Or did I? If I did bring it, I didn't actually use it on the trip. But typically, yes, I do use a powder, and this would be one that I like to bring. Something that is not loose, because loose can be a little bit of a mess when you're traveling, so something that is compact. And I brought a Beauty Blender sponge. This needs no explanation. This actually came in super handy because your girl forgot to bring blush brushes, powder brushes, all of that, which is weird to me because those are like staples. I used my fingers for foundation, and I actually used this with my blush and bronzer on this trip. So it actually worked out pretty well. I wasn't sure how that would apply, but it actually did a great job of applying both of these. So that's why I skipped this for the foundation, because if I tried to do the foundation first and then put a wet used beauty blender with my brush and bronzer, that might be kind of gross and nasty. So it ended up working out. That just kind of proves to me right there that if you're in a pinch like that, think you can find ways to make other things work. Fingers are still a tool. So that is something that I did this past weekend, and it worked out quite well. I don't think I did too bad for a weekend away. I like to kind of pare things down and bring a capsule with me, and I did forget my brushes, yes, but the good thing is I was able to work it out with my beauty sponge and make that work for my powder products, which who knew that actually worked for that? Maybe you guys knew, but I did not. That was new for me, so I was really excited to find out that worked out. So for the future, I might just go with that route the way I did it. So you always learn something new when you forget stuff and pare things down. So that is awesome, and it worked out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what was in my weekend travel bag, and I would love to do more of these in the future if I ever go on trips, because you know, sometimes I switch out what I bring, and based on the time of the year I might bring different things. So let me know down below if that's something you would like to see more of in the future, because I had a lot of fun doing this, and I am just a nosy person. I like to know what people bring when they're traveling. Yeah, comment down below if you ever forgot an essential item that you normally like to use in your makeup collection. What did you do? Did you live? I think did you survive the situation? Or what are your favorites to bring? Yeah, I hope you guys consider liking and subscribing, and I hope you join me for my next video. Bye!